Hi guys, this is Eric Boone from American and deregulatedamerica.com, personal and business web blog site. So right now I am capturing a panic attack on camera here. Yesterday I had one for 7.5 hours. Luckily I was at home, and I gave some tips, but nobody could hear me, so I decided to put on this headset during this panic attack. So, trigger alert, I'm going to list off some symptoms of how I feel, so that way other people can relate and share the information. And I feel like my tongue is dry, my heart rate will not reduce, that I'm going to actually die or fall through the ground and die, or something similar like that. You feel like your soul is being ripped apart from your body, so like you're in a full displacement. I believe this one was triggered because of stomach issues I'm having. They're saying the symptoms is irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, but I've never had IBS before. But the stomach is connected with the brain, that they're both part of a huge part of the nervous system. And so if one thing's wrong with the stomach, then your brain sends you signals and says something's wrong with it, so I'm going to put you through this fight or flight mode. So essentially I'm having an adrenal reaction. I can't feel my chest. It's pointless to go to the hospital for this. I'm not saying definitely don't go, but I've went 3 times, and all 3 times they said I came back clear. Nothing wrong with me. Levels are fine. EKG, everything. They'll slap you with a $600, $800 hospital bill for something you could just wait out, even though it feels like it's the end of the world and you have to go to the hospital. It's not. One way to cope with this right now is talking on the phone, like I'm doing. Instead of talking on the phone right now, I'm literally recording myself, but I know that I'm going to be helping people by doing such a thing. Oh man. It'll come in waves. For most people, it lasts for 10 minutes. For me, it lasts for, like I said, 7.5 hours is possible. So it depends. I'm going to go through some exercises that help. First of all, if you're at a place of work or some kind of appointment or whatever, you're obviously not going to be able to deal with it because of said panic attack. So feel free to excuse yourself from wherever you're at and say, I have a medical condition, leave, and then just keep telling yourself these positive affirmations. I'm going to be okay. It's not real. It's just my brain playing games on me and making me feel like that. So that's important to know, that you're not going to die. I've had severe panic disorder for over 10 years, over a decade. I've been on all sorts of antidepressants, and they all put me into a bad place, and I still get the panic attack, so it seems kind of pointless. I've been on Effexor XR. They just tried to put me on Prozac. I said no. They just tried to put me on Abilify. I said no. And I was on citalopram and Trintellix, not at the same time, but they're in the same class. And citalopram used to work for me when it's most unfortunate, but I was given antidepressants when I was a child. Somewhere around 14 years old, they put me on Boostbar. It was a standard generalized anti-anxiety pill. But then they then started putting me on citalopram because because I was a young high schooler working a job, and I felt like I shouldn't. I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, but that's a lot of people's lives. Those are not dealt with good cards. So you have a terrible childhood. Growing up poor is not the most devastating thing, but the environment in which is created around it can be. And a lot of things can trigger this kind of stuff. But I'm going to tell you guys some tips here on how to get this to go away without medications. I did not take any medication. I'm just dealing with it. One day this will go away. And I just got to remember that it's not real, no matter how it feels. It feels like I'm cold, like I can't breathe, like I'm not getting enough oxygen. I can hardly feel my skin, and my body feels displaced, as if my soul has literally left my body. If I'm staring at myself right now, I can see myself. I know that's not happening. but your brain's like, yeah, yeah, it is. So you got to fight your subconscious. It's your subconscious that does this. Um, yeah, this is something that a lot of people do not talk about because they do not get it. I forget what the statistic is. Maybe is it 40 million people have actually experienced anxiety. Or a form of anxiety attack could be GAD, which I supposedly have, panic disorder, which I definitely do have, um, and then some intestinal issues, which, long story short, I took a medication that was highly acidic and caused cancer in people, and so it ate away at my GI, I believe, and so I think I'm suffering from GI pain during a healing process. I'm using benzolite clay, something like that, to try to um, get my colon and stomach and gut in general under control, but it's taken a while. Yeah, I was not part of the lawsuit because I did not test positive for cancer, but of course whenever you have panic attacks like this, you think, oh my god, I'm dying of cancer, I'm dying of this, I'm dying of that, I'm dying of something, something's trying to kill me. But it's just an adrenaline rush, more or less, that your brain thinks that you needed, but you didn't. Okay, so I know I've covered that a few times, but this is how I help cope with the fact that I can't feel my body. So, without doing drugs. So, smiling is difficult to do, and I'm trying to do it right now because that'll release, that happy chemical into your body. Another tip that I like to do is go outside and do this thing called grounding. I have my feet on the grass right now, and it makes a huge difference. If you just like touch earth, you feel like you might not be leaving earth, or it's okay, or it's beautiful, or things like that. So there's like a sensory to it, to just to be touching the grass, or just to sit in the grass. That's something that helps me big time. I really like the sun to hit my skin. I used to think that maybe it was a vitamin D deficiency, but I've been on vitamin D3 supplements daily forever, so it's not that. And another tip, let's see, breathing exercises, guys. Breathing exercises is pretty important because you want to force your body to realize this isn't happening, because it's really not. I mean, yeah, you feel the physical symptoms, but you're not actually going through it. It feels like, I don't know how to, I mean, I've explained several times, but it's like a bad trip on drugs or something. You gotta wait till it's over. It's how it feels, but I know that that's not what it is, so can't be that. So breathing exercises are as follows. For one, I have not been following this because I've been chit-chatting, because that helps a lot too, because then you're not thinking about your breathing pattern, because you lose motor function, your basic motor function controls, walking, standing. It's hard to chew or swallow, even if it's like a soft food like an apple or a banana. It's difficult to chew and swallow. Drinking water, whenever you hold up the bottle, shake a lot. I'll show you how shaky I am. And I'm sitting in a chair outside. Very, very shaky, but doesn't matter because I know that it does not exist. So, as far as breathing exercises go, what you're supposed to do, or what I was told that works, is you inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 4 to 6 to 8, somewhere around there, as far as you can. So I'm going to do it right now, and that's supposed to calm down your heart rate as well. I feel my heart rate calming down a little bit, but I'm going to do this anyway. And your body, like, I'm going to get a wave from that, but if I keep doing it, it'll train your body, hey, there's nothing wrong, calm down. Another good way to do it, if you can't just go outside and just ground yourself and realize everything's going to be okay, look at the beauty of nature, stuff like that. If you can't do that, and let's say you're in a building or something, just go to the bathroom or whatever to kind of let it all out until it passes. Run some cold water. And this, I was taught this by a doctor. Run some cold water, even if you can't feel your skin, even if you feel, most people feel too hot and sweaty, but if you feel, like for me, I feel cold and I sweat. I feel both. So the last thing I want to feel is something cold. But I will try to like numbingly, just run the faucet on cold water, and I'll splash it on my face, and I'll put it into a towel to dry off. I am about to get rained on, so there goes my sunlight. That helps me feel a little bit safer during this. Again, I'm not gonna die, and I just went through a 7.5 hour one yesterday, so I have had them 4 times a day. But guys, this is the reality of it. It doesn't matter your social status. It does not matter your financial status. This stuff will sneak up on many people, and there is a really big community for this. But I never thought it existed until it slammed me over 10 years ago. So no matter what you're doing, I mean, even if your whole life is devoting to helping other people, this could still happen to you. But pray tell that it doesn't, because it feels so. I'm surprised I'm able to talk, but it feels so bad. And I shouldn't think like this, because I know it's not true. I mean, it feels like, I don't know how to explain it. It's so impending doom. It's so deathly feeling. It really does feel like your body is dying. But it's not. But there's a saying that I say because I find it so severe. One, when I'm driving, when I'm driving and one of these creep up on me, I literally, you have to pull over and take a walk or sit down on the pavement or sit down on the grass. I don't care who looks at me. It doesn't matter. I just need to get it done. And whenever it happens when I'm driving, I literally think like, Jesus, take the wheel. And seriously, literally. I mean, this stuff is so terrifying that it will knock the religion into an atheist. Now, don't get upset about that. That's my personal opinion. I have a lot of hope and a lot of faith, and I think a lot of it is brought out by people with other people. But I'll get through this, and you guys will get through this. So hopefully some of these tips helped. You can also hold on to your stomach whenever you're doing the breathing exercise. Whenever you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, release for 6 to 8, or 4 to 8, whichever. While you're doing that, put your hands on your belly and like lightly, and pretend like it's a balloon that's inflating and deflating, like it's a balloon. That you're soft, you're safe, it's okay, it's gonna go away. And so I am halfway back right now, and this one's been going on for about 30 minutes. So hopefully it goes away here soon. All this pep talk and stuff that I'm doing right now, it's helping me. I mean, my heart is reduced down to about this, and I can halfway feel my skin again. I got a really pale complexion from it. Well, I'm already pale anyway, but paler. Who would have thought that's possible? But it is. But anyway, hopefully this helps people. And guys, leave a comment down below if you suffer from the same thing, and let people know, and share the love that you're not alone. This goes to everybody, not everybody, but a lot of us. What is it? I did say, I think that I believe it's 40 million people suffer from this in America, out of our 355 million or whatever we have. But I believe that it's, what was it? It was a TV show I was watching based on panic attacks, said that 40% of people will experience at least one panic attack at some point in their life. But usually it doesn't go past 2 minutes to 10 minutes. So for me, it's been over 10 years. I'm not saying that there's no hope, but I am saying that there are ways to cope with this without medication. And medication you think works fine at first, particularly benzos, Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin, the generics for them all, Valium. I've been on all of those. Actually 10 years on Xanax, and it was difficult to get off. When I got off of it, my head was twitching like this. MI. That's 10 years of a benzo. That's not what you want to do. So what you want to do is be able to control this and manage it until it goes away. So it will go away. And one day, once you realize that it's not real, your subconscious will finally learn it's not real, and it'll actually stop doing it because it'll find that it's pointless. And it's going to take some time. But once you get this under control, just know that, you know, whether you're a believer or not, you know, God loves you, and you know Christ loves you, and you feel like you're paying the ultimate price, but I'm sure it's not even close to hell. So that makes me feel a little bit better personally. But guys, hopefully this helped you. Please leave comments below because I want to know how many people are dealing with this and try to raise awareness of it. Also, a word of advice, during severe panic attacks, do not tell somebody you're going to be okay, or just calm down. Just calm down is probably one of the worst ones. Or yell at somebody as to why they might be having said panic attack. Like, well, that's because you sat there and did nothing for a day. Or maybe it's because you don't go to the gym enough. I exercise, and it happens all the time. I go to the gym, and it still happens. So, you know, don't try to tell somebody a bad or negative response. If you know, it's hard to tell if they want a hug or not. Usually don't. I usually don't want to be touched because my sensitivity is extremely increased. If I get touched right here, I'll feel it for like 15 seconds. It's just a crazy nervous system reaction. But guys, you're not alone. Panic disorder, IBS, GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. You know, all those things are really bad, but you can get through it. I haven't died yet. I've had it for over 10 years, so I haven't died yet, guys. That means you're not going to die either. So we'll get through it. Eventually it'll go away. Just tell yourself that it will, and it will. It's not real. All right, peace.